Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's a new year, here for you with a new speed reviews video for you guys. If you're new here, I'm Jamie. I have my Jamie necklace on, so you know who I am. And I'm going to talk to you guys about some products that I've been testing out. So I don't think this is the first video you guys are going to see this year, but this is the first video that I'm actually filming in 2022. So I did have some time off over the holidays, so I took the opportunity to test out some stuff that I've been meaning to test out for you guys. So let's dive straight in. Let's start with this Big Daddy eyeshadow palette. This is the Norvina ABH Norvina palette volume 1. So I did receive this as a gift from a client of mine. It's like very reflective. I'm trying not to like show you the ring light. There it is. And I put this actually in my Shop My Stash for winter, and I've been playing around with it quite a bit. It's a very colorful palette. As you can see, really beautiful color story. Now, I don't always review palettes for you guys in speed reviews videos, but I wanted to review this one specifically because I had been sort of eyeing these Norvina palettes for a while. She's come out with, I think, 4 of them. This is the first one. And I kind of had looked at them, and the price is pretty good for the amount of product that you get. There's like really big pans in here. I have the little plastic protector because I have to travel it back and forth. Really big pans in here, a huge color selection. So there's 20, I had to count, there's 25 shades in here. It's enormous. So I had really wondered about them. I'm a big fan of the Anastasia palettes, her traditional palettes. So when she started coming out with these ones, this is not going to be a speedy review. I'm like so excited to talk to you guys. It's been too long. I was really excited to try out this formula. I had really hummed and hawed about it because I'd heard mixed reviews. So that was why I specifically wanted to talk about this on the channel. This is a very pigmented palette. So I do have this on my eyes today. I'm leaning forward so you can see my eye look. And predominantly I have these 2 shades right here. So I have this shimmer all over the lid. I have this one sort of on the outer corner. And then because there's not really a transition shade in here, I did just kind of use my bronzer. So I have a few critiques about this palette. I will say I really like this, but I have some pros and cons. So pros, it's very pigmented, beautiful color story, tons of product, nice big mirror. Like I don't know that you would travel with this obviously because it's enormous, but if you like to just like sit your palette on a table like this and do your makeup, the mirror will stand up. I think that's a really nice touch. So my cons for this is also that it's very pigmented. So I would say that this is not a beginner friendly formula. So if you are new to eyeshadow or you struggle with blending, I would say that this might not be the formula for you. I wouldn't say that I'm an expert per se, although my salon is called The Beauty Expert, but I paid them to put that on the sign. I definitely am an experienced makeup person, and even I find this a little bit tough to blend because it is so pigmented, like ridiculously pigmented. The sun is shining in really aggressively. It can be a little bit difficult to blend. The staying power is incredible though on these shadows. Like I just wipe that off and it will not come off of my hand. So staying power is really, really great. But if you struggle with the blend, I think this is going to be hard for you to work with. And in addition to that, as I mentioned, there's really no transition shades other than like some of these. Really, other than this like mustard shade right here, there's not much. A lot of the lighter colors are shimmery, so there's not a lot to kind of help you blend out an eye look. So I would just keep those things in mind. If you've been eyeing this palette and you are really good at blending and you love a really pigmented shadow, the shimmers are really, really pretty. As you can see on my eyes, they're very reflective and metallic, but like you just have to know, I guess, your makeup preferences and your skill level, I would say. But I really like this. Me personally, Jamie, I love this palette, but those are sort of the things I would consider if you were looking at buying any of these larger Norvina palettes. I'll try to review everything else quicker. I just had a lot to say about that palette. Okay, so moving on from there, let's stick with the makeup. I've been testing out a few Merit products. So in December, I did a get ready with me using the Merit makeup products. These were sent to me, and I did mention in that video that I will kind of review these more as I use them more. That was very much like a first impressions video. I have already talked about like the blushes, and I think I reviewed the mascara in the last speed reviews, but I've really been testing out sort of these three things since then on a regular basis. So let's talk about the foundation. I do have this on my skin today. So this is the Perfecting Complexion Stick, and I have the shade Linen. I do have this on my skin today. And in the Get Ready With Me, I showed you how you could use this for almost like a no makeup type of look. In that video, I didn't powder my face. I just kind of let it be. And a few of you asked in the comments, a few of you that have oilier skin asked in the comments how it lasted and how I found it. So I do have like a combination skin type. So just for reference, that's my skin type. And I find I can wear this sort of two different ways. So I can use a small amount and blend it out with the brush and not powder it and have sort of a no makeup look, and that's fine. It wouldn't last like a 12-hour workday, but usually if I'm doing no makeup, that's like not what I'm looking for necessarily. Now on a day like today where I'm going for more of a full glam type of makeup look, I used quite a bit more of this, blended it out with the brush, and then I powdered over top. And this will last me all day long. So if you have an oilier skin type and you were looking at this because it is a glowier foundation stick, as long as you powder it, you should be fine. I haven't noticed any problems with it like breaking apart, you know, between the brows where I tend to be more oily or around the nose or anything like that, so long as I set it down with powder. I think this is a really beautiful product. It's very creamy. It's very easy to blend out. You really just have to like buff it in like circular motions. You can use a little, you can use a lot, you can layer it, you can powder it, not powder it. It's a really beautiful product. Okay, so you get this much product. If you are gonna wear a lot of this all of the time, I think you're gonna run through it pretty quick. But for the most part, with a product like this, I'm not always doing like a full glam like I did today. But I have it screwed all the way down. Oh, that sunlight is so aggressive. I have it screwed all the way down now, and this is how much I've used, and I've been testing it for a month or so. So it's not gonna last you as long as like a liquid foundation, I think, but it's not gonna, you're not gonna run through it super quick. I saw some critiques about that, about this product, so I wanted to mention it. I don't think you're gonna run through it crazy fast, but you will run through it faster than like a liquid foundation. I'm really liking this. I think it offers a nice glow to the skin. As I said, it blends out really easily. I think the color match was pretty good. And I'm really liking it. I did also want to mention the brush that they sent me. This is the Minimalist brush, and I really like this. I do find it a little bit like weirdly short and like thick or something. It feels a little weird in my hand, but I like that it's like a nice little compact brush. The bristles are super, super soft. It's the perfect density to blend out a product like this. I prefer blending out a foundation stick with a dense brush like this rather than like a sponge or a softer brush. This definitely will be the foundation brush that I travel with going forward. It's like the perfect size for that. But it is a little weird in the hand, I think, just because it's thick and short. I don't know, but I am liking it. I'm using it. It's in my regular rotation of foundation brushes. And then next up, I want to talk about the highlighter stick. So I actually didn't put any highlight on today because I wanted to show you guys. This stick is incredible. So this is the highlighting balm, and I have the shade Cava. There is one other shade, I think a little bit deeper than this. This is so beautiful. It's so balmy and beautiful, and I wanted to mention it specifically because I haven't found a cream highlight like this where you can use it on powdered skin or not powdered skin. Normally, if I'm using cream products, I'm not going to powder my face because I find highlights in particular seem to break up the powder and the concealer on the side of my face here. With this one, you can put it on anything. You can put it on bare skin. You can put it on, I have tons of powder on. I just think it is so pretty. And I just tap it into that kind of general area. It's so, so pretty. I just take a little bit on my finger like this and tap it in this way. And I have had no issues with my foundation breaking apart, with it oh, that friggin' sun. With it messing with my blush or my bronzer over here, it just looks so pretty. It doesn't have a lot of color to it, which I really like for a cream highlight. I don't have to worry about having like a dark area right here. It's pretty much just like a light champagne sheen. It's so pretty. So really loving that. Okay, continuing on with the complexion products, I have been testing out this primer. So this is the Hydrate primer from Jecca Blac. I did receive this from a friend of mine. She got it in a BoxyCharm and she was like, do you want this? I was like, yeah, because I am always just wanting to try things to talk to you guys about. So this is just a hydrating primer. It says instantly moisturizes, refreshes the skin, and helps makeup to last longer. And I really like this. I do find it to be very hydrating. It's very much like a lotion sort of consistency. You know, it's got that white sort of lotion texture. I don't find it makes the skin greasy at all. It doesn't leave like really too much like glow or anything. So if you like a hydrating primer, but you're oily and you don't want anything to make you look too shiny, this is a really nice option. It doesn't really have much of a smell. It has that sort of skincare smell. Vegan and cruelty-free, love that so much, made in the UK. Yeah, it's just like a really nice basic hydrating primer. I like it a lot. I have no problems with this. It hasn't broken me out. I did notice today when I just came in and looked in the mirror, I was like, oh, my skin looks really smooth. Like right here where I have a lot of like pores and texture looks really smooth today. So I feel like this combo, is really doing me good today. I don't know. It's looking really great. So I have found sometimes with these like stick foundations, sometimes you can see more of the texture, just the way that they go on. So I think using a hydrating primer like this really helped me out today. It is January in Canada, so you know, it's cold and dry. So anytime I can use a hydrating primer this time of year, I think that's like the move, you know? And then I wanted to talk about the e.l.f. Seriously Satin lipstick. I have the shade Creme or Creme. I have this on today. I really like this. So I put on just the Dominique Cosmetics lip liner that I have, and then I just put this on sort of in the middle. It has a very like lip balm texture to it. It's really pleasant to wear, very comfortable. I know these are meant to be like a matte formula, but I think they're not overly matte, you know? It still feels very balmy, very comfortable. I think this shade paired with a darker lip liner makes the lips look nice and full and also very smooth. I am in my mid-30s and I have a lot of lines on my lips, so anytime I can get a light color like this that doesn't make my lips look really dry and shriveled up and wrinkly, I'm into it. So if you have not tried these, I think they're like $3. They have a bunch of different shades. This is the only shade that I have tried. I would be interested, now that I know how much I like this one, in trying some of the other shades. But the other thing that I wanted to mention about this one, I have had many of these sort of light, really light nude shades before that give you that gross white, like crusty line along the lip line. This doesn't do that. So if you were wondering about that, I don't think it does that. I haven't noticed it anyways, so that was a big selling point for me. Okay, so let's switch gears and talk about some skincare. I have 3 more products to talk about today, and first I want to talk about the Farmacy Whipped Greens Oil-Free Foaming Cleanser. I love this. I got this in a BoxyCharm. This was one of my like choice items. I was very excited to try this out. I really love the Deep Sweep toner. I talked about that in my best of 2021 video. I really like the Daily Greens moisturizer in the same line. Really loved that one a lot. And also their cleansing balm that's in the same line. I really love all of these products. I think if you're like a combination skin type and looking for something that's just gonna work for you, this like green line from Farmacy is great. It has been so good for my skin type. It has that same sort of limey scent that the cleansing balm has and that the moisturizer has. This is one of the bubbliest cleansers I have ever tried, okay? So I was shocked. I normally use like a foam cleanser for the most part, so when you go to rinse it off your face, it just kind of like rinses away. This bubbles so much when you're taking it off that I almost feel like I'm suffocating in the bubbles. So don't use a lot of this. The first time I used it, it's sort of like a it comes out like that. I don't want to squirt a bunch out. So the first time I used it, I put like, not a lot, but like I put some in my hand and I put it all over my face, and then I went to like splash some water on, and it was just like bubbles everywhere. I was like trying to clean the, you know, cleanser off of my face. Anyway, it bubbles a lot. So use the tiniest amount. If you just use the littlest bit, a little goes a long way. It really leaves the skin feeling really nice and clean, but not stripped. It doesn't make my skin feel dry, even in the cold January weather in Canada. Really, really enjoying this. And I have noticed already a difference in kind of my oil level. I do get very oily in the T-zone, and I've always considered myself to be an oily skin type, but as I've hit sort of my mid-30s, I have noticed I'm really more into the combo range now. I'm like very oily down the T-zone, but now I'm finding I get quite dry sort of in this region and even like around my mouth. So I haven't noticed any problems with this drying my skin out or anything like that. I have noticed a difference in terms of how much oil production I'm having. So I really think that it's cleansing my skin really thoroughly, but leaving it feeling really just nice and balanced. This product I want to mention to you guys, even though I've already reviewed it on my channel, this is the Alya Skin Vitamin C Supercharged Serum. I did a dedicated video to the Alya products. These come out of Australia, but I did want to revisit this product in particular. I've used up almost all of those products now. This was sort of the last one, other than the mask. I'm still like working away on the mask. I love that too. But the serum I've been using really consistently over the last month or so. I mentioned in that review video that I really love this product, but I love it even more the more time I use it. And I noticed recently that the Alya products now are available at Shoppers Drug Mart here in Canada. So that was the other reason I wanted to bring this up. This is basically like a vitamin C and a hyaluronic acid serum in one. So really, really loving this. It's very hydrating. I haven't had any issues with the vitamin C. My skin is pretty sensitive when it comes to vitamin C. It's either totally fine or it's like absolutely not fine. So this is one that has been totally fine for me. It eliminates the need for me to have a separate hyaluronic acid serum and vitamin C serum. I put this on before I put my moisturizer on in the daytime. It really locks in the moisture. I really like this a lot. I think it plumps the skin nicely, leaves it feeling really nice and juiced up, layers really well with my moisturizer, layers really well with my sunscreen, my makeup, all of those things. And I'm really liking it a lot. The only thing that I don't love about the Alya products is the scent. And that's 100% a me thing. They're just a little too floral for my taste, but it's not like a strong floral scent. It's just like not what I would want, you know. I rather just not smell like anything. But really, really loving that, using that every single day. And the last product I've been testing out is this mask right here. So this is the Glow on 5th Beauty Refresh and Reset Brightening Mud Mask. Got this in a BoxyCharm. I've been using it quite a bit actually. So you can see I've used quite a lot out of there, and I really like this. I like this a lot. It is sort of a mud mask, as it says, but it doesn't have that tight dry down that a lot of mud masks have, and that's what I really like about this. It leaves my skin feeling exactly what it says, refresh and reset. It leaves that really fresh feeling to the skin. It brightens the complexion nicely. I think it offers a little bit of a healing quality to some of the texture and breakouts that I get from all the mask wearing, and I just really like it. I like it a lot. I'm going to continue to use this to the very end. And I'm not a huge fan of mud masks, so when I find one that I like, I'm always pleasantly surprised, because usually mud masks, you know, they dry down, they feel really tight, and then your skin feels really parched afterwards. I really don't like that feeling, even though I have an oilier skin type. I think this is just like a nice balance between that sort of brightening and refreshing feeling and having that mud mask quality in there as well. So really, really loving that. That's it. That's all I have to review. I feel like I just talked a mile a minute for like a half an hour. Because I did. That's exactly what I did. Anyways, I just wanted to share those products with you guys. All wins this time around. I didn't try anything that I didn't like this time around, which is always a pleasant surprise. I usually do have a couple of things that I didn't love that I can't recommend to you guys, but all of these products are things that I'm loving, that I'm going to continue to use. I'd love to know in the comments down below if you've tried any of these products or have you had your eye on any of these products. I always love to chat with you guys down in the comments. I hope you're having a good start to the year. 2022, we have high hopes. We have high hopes for her. So I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already, please subscribe, and I'll see you guys soon in another video. Bye.